Guys, I need somebody to come explain this to me. So there's 2 billion rands in the Department of Health that went missing and that was not accounted for. In these conditions that we work under, in these unfavorable conditions that we work under. Guys, do you know that sometimes we don't even have a paracetamol to give you because there's no budget? People who come to those clinics, maybe Kepa is down, you guys do have medication, but Tina Apes Lalin, there's times where there's no budget to buy medication for you guys, but there's money that goes missing and it's not accounted for. We are short-staffed. There are no nurses, there are no doctors, but there are people who are sitting at home with those qualifications, but because there's no budget, but there's 2 billion rand that goes missing. Account for
2 billion fraud scandal. The Special Investigating Unit has uncovered a massive 2 billion fraud scandal at Tembisa Hospital in Gauteng. 2 billion. Now the SIU revealed systemic corruptions and fraudulent activities involving senior officials and service providers at Tembisa Hospital. Over 2 billion that was meant for healthcare has been uncovered through corrupt procurement schemes, bid rigging and money laundering. Now this scheme, it involves or it implicates officials that range from entry-level clerks to management level employees, from lower levels officials allegedly causing more loss. The SIU identified 7 procurement syndicates involved in this fraud corruption. Now this links the businessman Uhangwani Morgan Maumela, who is alleged to be a nephew to the president Cyril Ramaphosa, with contracts worth over 816 million and assets valued at approximately 520 million, including luxury cars and properties. Another person that has been linked to this syndicate is Rudolph Mazibuko, with contracts worth 283 million and assets worth 42 million. And then there's also an unknown person who has a contract worth 600 million and assets of 150 million. The investigation is still in process and it's still ongoing. The unit is working closely with the law enforcement and agencies to recover misappropriate funds and to ensure accountability. The investigation is expected to conclude by November 2027. And we all know what had happened to Babita Diokaran, who played a crucial role in exposing the corruption at Tembisa Hospital. Her report in 2021 flagged suspicious purchase orders, leading to this investigation that was done or that is being done by the SIU. Now, the next step of SIU will continue to pursue justice, which plans to freeze and recover assets and refer evidence to the National Prosecuting Authority for further action. 2 billion fraud scandal, Tembisa Hospital. And also, mangabe you wanna support the channel, please just click on subscribe, or you can go into my bio and then you can click where it says buy me coffee, and then you can do a donation towards the channel. I truly appreciate your support and love. This is the Conscious Pet. It's a 2-in-1 gentle shampoo plus conditioner. It is enriched with the aloe vera and avocado oil that is good for your dog's coat. It leaves your dog's coat soft, shiny and tangle free. It's also vegan friendly and it's very good to dogs with sensitive skin. So get yourself this pH balanced bottle just for $150.
Today's your lucky day because I'm back with another video. This time I'm going to break down the 2 billion rand Tembisa Hospital scandal. We've got the whiteboard. As you know, 2 billion gone from the Tembisa Hospital through corruption. The timeline of all of this corruption, 2008 to 2023, so it's 6 years. For context, this hospital has 840 beds. it is linked to wide-scale Department of Health corruption within Gauteng. Babita Deokaran in 2021 was a whistleblower for the Department of Health. She was also assassinated after revealing the corruption in the Department of Health, which was primarily actually at Tembisa Hospital. She's deceased. Then we have the former CEO. When the corruption at the Department of Health in Tembisa was first announced, Ashley Mtunzi was the CEO of the hospital that time. He was also suspended and he never faced discipline. He is also dead. Now we have the syndicate behind the 2 billion looting. We've got Shlongwane Morgan Maumela, who is actually the Cupcake's estranged nephew, believe it or not. He is seen as the kingpin of this entire syndicate. Shongwani made 1,728 purchase orders or invoices, essentially, that amount to a total of 816 million rand. And there's what's called the Mazibuko syndicate that got 283 million, allegedly from him and his networks. Then we have Kat Matlala, who is only linked to 15 million rand. If you remember, he's in jail. First, he was arrested for abusing his partner. Then it came out that he was linked with Senzo Mchunu and an entire criminal syndicate, and he's still been in jail. Also remember, Peggy was living in this man's penthouse. And Peggy also claimed that he never knew who this guy was. But there were WhatsApp messages. There was just proof that there was a long-standing friendship over and above Peggy living in this man's penthouse. Then we have 122 million rand in kickback fees. This is bribery money that was given to Gauteng Department of Health employees. And just when you think it's over, there's Syndicate X that they're trying to deconstruct, and essentially there were 1,000 purchase orders or invoices amounting to 596 million rand. President Cyril Ramaphosa alleges that he is estranged from this nephew of his from a previous marriage. I just don't know how an estranged nephew ends up being able to control that much money in government funding. Like, how did he even get in?
This is corruption at a staggering scale. Tembisa Hospital, 2 billion rand siphoned out of it.
There were transactions that were done, the POs, but the modus operandi was that they would do all these transactions. They are not necessarily tenders. They would just do transactions that are below 500,000, and they do many of them to the point that it reaches 2 billion rand.
Let me just interject this, so just so that we understand the terms of these officials. You're saying there are about 15 officials that were helping these criminals loot the money, and they were receiving to the value of 115 million rand paid out to these officials, 15 of them. 122 million rand paid out to these officials. When you're saying clerk, these are all people that are working at Tembisa hospitals.
Some are in Tembisa Hospital, some are in the Department of Health in the province.
I don't even know if I want to call him businessman, but we've got, the Maumela businessman, the Maumela syndicate that's linked to businessman Hangwani Morgan Maumela. He
generally got the biggest chunk of this 2 billion rand. I think over 800 million went to this syndicate. And then he bought properties. There were properties to the value of one of the properties in Bantry Bay he bought for 75 million. And he then, cash alone, he has bought cash to the value of more than 238 million. Cash alone. And then the others are properties in KZN, in Gauteng, in the Western Cape, Thames Bay, and all of those places. All of those are the properties that this particular syndicate bought.
Julius Malema is most likely going to go to jail. Okay? The EFF is probably preparing for that now. He was found guilty of 5 counts, right? And one particular count, which really, really guarantees you jail time, is unlawful possession of a firearm and discharging it. And those are the things that Julius Malema did. He was found guilty of that. So, it's unavoidable. I'm telling you, the chances that he's not going to get a sentencing that is going to involve him going to jail is very, very slim. Right? Most likely, what he said that he's actually going to do, he actually said that he's going to appeal the sentencing. So once he appeals the sentencing, it then drags out the case for longer. So I don't know how many months or years, but essentially, he's not going to go to jail on January when he gets given his sentencing. He's going to appeal it, and then the case drags on. So yeah, Jail time is unavoidable. He knows it. The party is probably preparing for it now. Right? It's not a matter of if, it's now a matter of when.
Breaking news, my people. Have you seen the situation of Julius Malema's case right now? This case is not favoring Julius Malema anymore. They are trying very hard to make sure that Julius Malema is arrested. Remember, the moment they take him to jail, that will be the end of Julius Malema. Africa, let us wake up. Let us not let this case slide on our face like this, so that tomorrow we start talking about the stories like we are talking right now about Muammar Gaddafi and all the heroes that we lost in the past. This is our present tense, my people. Let us look at this case. As Africans, let us take actions. Actions speaks volume than words, my people. Remember, this is for us. They are trying to silence Julius Malema to stop talking about the freedom of Africa. Remember, it is Julius Malema who has influenced those three great nations, Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali, to stand to become the greatest African nation they are today. My people, Africa, this is the call to everyone. Africa right now, if you care about the development, if you care about the greatness of Africa, this is for you. Julius Malema is being taken away out of our presence just like this. Let us defend him while he's still alive, not start talking about his goodness when he is no more. Because this is the kind of mentality Africans have. We only talk about the goodness of people when they are no more. This is the time to defend Julius Malema. This is time to speak for Julius Malema. This is the only chance that we have to show him how much we love him, my people. This is for us. Julius Malema, they are fighting against him because he stands for Africa. Julius Malema is hated by white people because he speaks the justice for black people and the Africans. Wake up, Africans, my people. Let us wake up. This is for us. Let us defend our brother. We don't want his stories when he's no more. Let us show him live when he's still alive, my people. No.
So Julius Malema can now technically be called a convict, but he says he's challenging the judgment against him, and of course he's calling the magistrate racist. So let's talk about it. If you follow me, you know that I give regular updates on current affairs and matters in the courts. If you're new here, welcome, and please follow. So after a painful 3-day judgment in the East London Magistrates Court, the matter against EFF leader Julius Malema and his former bodyguard Adrian Snyman has finally wrapped up. So the matter emanates from a 2018 EFF rally in Mdantsane, where Julius Malema was seen doing this. And if you're a sensitive viewer, please fast forward. So during his defense, Malema tried to argue that the device that he was using was not a real one, but it was a toy one that was used to excite the crowds. And I'm not sure after watching that video, but it doesn't matter what you and I think, because the court is convinced that it was a real one. The presiding magistrate, Toinette Olafir, found that while Malema's answers, like "I can't count the number of shots because I only graduated with a woodwork qualification," didn't help his case, while the state witnesses, particularly the police officers that were called, were truthful and helpful. So what happens now? Well, Malema addressed the crowd of supporters outside court today, and he seemed like he was in good spirits and he was strong and taking the decision by the court very well. He says they're escalating the matter to the High Court and they're boosting their legal team with heavyweights like Advocate Tembeka Toby. Now, to be fair, Malema already had quite the legal team arguing on his behalf, with senior counsel Lawrence Hurtis leading that team. He's the guy that does all of Edwin Sodi's cases as well. Now, in addition to everything that's been happening in court, Malema's come out to make accusations against the magistrate, calling her racist. He argues that by releasing accused number 2, Adrian Snyman, the whole case should have collapsed. Snyman was acquitted of all the charges. He further goes on to say, but the racist was looking for me, and that's why they could not collapse the case to appease AfriForum, to appease the Oval Office of Donald Trump, to appease all the white supremacists of South Africa who want to undermine the dignity and the strength of black people. So it's basically saying not only is AfriForum racist, which he says all the time, but he's calling the magistrate racist and wanting to appease all the other racists, including Donald Trump all the way in the US. So now we wait for sentencing proceedings in January. However, I do think that the appeal process will start before then, and Malema and his lawyers should file soon.
The AfriForum will rejoice. Malema has been found guilty, guys. Guilty as charged. What does this mean for the EFF? Because Floyd's gone. What's going to happen to the... Okay, wait, getting ahead of myself. Apparently, he could be in jail for 15 years. There'll obviously be more developments to the story, and I just know people are going to be... There's going to be some that's going to be very upset, there's some that's going to be very happy. But we need December to start, like next month already. We're calling it in early, bro. Between the commission, that Brad off the hotel, and now Julius. No, I'm done with this year. I'm done.